guys, welcome back to more Moonborn. We're gonna play some more because I'm just in a Moonborn thing this night. Obviously, that's why my clothes are still the same. Because I'm just sitting here recording. It's like 3:30 in the morning, but I'm full of energy. I'm feeling a little bit Moonborn myself. I guess I'm very nocturnal today. So we're gonna keep on going. So episode 6, and probably we'll do episode 7 as well. So press play. All right. I don't know. I'm not tired. I'm not tired. I figured I might as well just sit down and just like record until I get tired, and I haven't reached the tiredness yet. So here we go. The fourth casket. One last trial remains, and one last victim. Mia kept looking from vampire to vampire. The book dealer approached her. Don't smile at me. The young man with the girl in his arms stopped by the armchair. Is she asleep? Unconscious? Hypnotized? He was holding her almost too gently, and that gave Mia a bad feeling. You were ready to trade your blood for the werewolves. A vampire's blood has been spilled. But in your pursuit of truth, are you capable of making one final sacrifice? What's going on here? The choice is yours. He approached the fireplace. The fire reflected in his eyes. What is more important? An innocent's life? The young man bit into the girl's neck. In the meantime, the leader tossed the casket into the fireplace, with the truth hidden within the prophecy. She dies to the right. The book dealer stood in the way. Mia was knocked back with a sudden punch. Not so fast. Hypnotize him. Back off. Mia managed to make eye contact. The book dealer briefly stopped. Then his will struck back. Her legs went limp. Oh no! Come on, stay strong, Mia, stay strong! She completely lost control over them. Through the haze, Mia saw the vampire drawing closer, alarmingly quickly. Give up and the silliness can be over. He lunged at her. Quickly make eye contact? She managed to slow him down a bit. But the foe was exceptionally strong. Her will couldn't hold him in place for long. Blood started dripping out of her nose from all the tension and concentration. Nevertheless, she bought enough time to get back on her feet. She tried ordering him to halt. Nothing happened, and now she felt someone attempting to do her will instead. She realized that her current opponent was easily the strongest she'd ever faced. It turns out that he was a member of this ancient clan for a reason. The girl is dying, and the casket is about to burn up. Stand down. Mia's expression twisted into an evil grin. Oh no, not after I've been through so much. They kept circling around the hall. Echoing their movements, their long, curved shadows ran across the walls. The young vampire near the chair was not letting go of his victim. The other Ash were indifferently watching the events unfold. Mia was sustaining a flurry of blows. Eventually, she went completely on the defensive, only occasionally counterattacking. While continuously trying to mind control her opponent to no apparent effect, she started to panic. I won't make it. He's gonna kill me. She dodged another hit, watching the vampire's fist swoop by mere inches away from her face. I need to mentally prepare for one last push. Path of Moon. I have enough. Break his will. Never before was she able to focus this much and this quickly. The will of the immortal shattered into fragments. Grabbing his head, she began to shiver. He then ran directly into the nearby pillar and collapsed to the ground. Mia ordered. Don't move or out of my way. Don't move. The vampire froze in a rather uncomfortable position. He even stopped blinking. A bead of saliva formed at his mouth. It took so much effort that it felt like searing needles had been stuck inside her temples. Mia then proceeded towards her goal. Mia approached the chair. The young man was no longer holding the girl. She lay on the floor. Oh no. Mia leaned in, shaking the girl by the shoulders. Wake up. Oh, did he already kill her? Come on. She checked the girl's pulse, and then... Boo! The victim opened her eyes. Little bitch! Beginning to feel like an idiot, she whispered, Are you a vampire? The girl stood up, straightened out her dress, and playfully winked. Yep. The other vampire snickered. Listing every swear word she could think of in her mind, Mia dashed towards the fireplace. Disregarding the heat, Mia stuck her hand inside the fireplace. Her attempt to retrieve the casket failed. It had been too long in the fireplace and had already collapsed into ash. Mia retracted her hand. No, no, no. Her unnatural regeneration began healing her clenched fist. Mia then slowly turned towards the ash leader. Fury was burning within her eyes. Before she could do anything, he said, Please calm down, and mind what you say. Don't stoop so low as to start a scandal. If you need a moment to take a breather, I can wait. Taking a few deep breaths, Mia responded, Explain yourself. Of course. First of all, I would never destroy the text of the prophecy. So the casket was empty? Yes. Here, the manuscript is yours. Reaching into the cape's inner pocket, he took out a tattered piece of paper. What was that about? Are you bored or something? Like, what was it? Like, did they just want to show? Like, what the fuck was that about? I don't care if they're wonderful actors. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that either. Whatever. I hope the prophecy won't disappoint you. It probably will, but still, I need it. Much calmer, she asked. Do you enjoy doing these things? Why organize this little performance? In my life, I've met many exceptional personalities. Oftentimes, people possess powers that exceed what is considered reasonable. I had to be sure. The way you passed those trials, the way you handled your gifts, shows certain different sides of you. To the extent that I was able to become sure that you were the Moonborn, and also decide how to treat you going forward and what to expect. You are uncertain in your decisions and quickly change priorities. Perhaps I'm not as cynical as you. You are incapable of attaining your own goals. You are young and naive. You act based on emotions and not wit. Mia wanted to object, although the prospect of an argument seemed pointless. He sighed. Nevertheless, the last trial is complete. You have defeated one of the strongest Ash fighters, although you were incapable of making the final sacrifice. But remember, this will only lead to a far greater loss in the future. It is only a matter of time. Read the prophecy. What does that mean? A far greater loss? Why? I don't understand. Shouldn't that be based off of my choices at that moment? Why does this affect something later? I don't understand. Is this a ritual? Like, am I supposed to make 3 sacrifices? Because knowing what I know now, I sacrificed the evil bitch in a second. I just thought it was a little girl. I don't like this, guys. I'm 9 minutes in and I'm already upset. For some reason, Mia became flustered. I don't know any French. The text reads, During the full moon, death will spare the maiden, but her fate will be lost, and she will be called Moonborn. Mia was only interested in the last part, the one that was supposed to have been written in vampire blood. She recalled the real text. In the hour of the moon full, a mortal will receive another life, when giving her own for someone else. The night will bestow her strength, the day will cure her of weakness, and she will become the Moonborn and shall defend light from darkness. And the Astral Leader finished. And she will defend darkness from light, and shall become the Twilight Guardian. Meanwhile, the book dealer regained his senses and rejoined the other Ash. Mia broke the silence first. Can you please explain what this means? What's light and darkness? Yes. Do not mistake the light and darkness for some abstract good and evil. These things have nothing in common. The vilest of evils, the bloodiest of battles, have happened beneath the sun. And many acts of good and love have happened under the veil of night. The slight playful smile, he said. Most humans are conceived during the night. And the prophecy, light refers to humans, while darkness refers to vampires and werewolves. Yeah, how do you know? Those who don't know their own past have no future. The Ash Clan has kept ancient knowledge for centuries, and that's not limited to just vampire knowledge. We're protecting our common history. From who? From anyone seeking to destroy it. Primarily from the rulers, figures of power. Since it's much easier to control the uneducated, some will forget while others will never learn. The vampire princes have put in quite a bit of effort to make the other immortals forget. Werewolves like the sun. They are related more to the moon. Each one of them draws their power from their animal nature. The wolf is a night hunter. Werewolves are children of darkness. Alright, so what is the Twilight Guardian? As you might have guessed, light and darkness are pretty much the time of day indicators. Twilight is no man's land, the border. A symbol of equality and neutrality. Mia rubbed her forehead. So you wanted to find out if I could maintain that neutrality? That's why there were 3 victims, one of each, werewolves, vampires, and humans? Ash Leader nodded. But they weren't equivalent to one another. A friend, a killer, and a helpless girl. That's the main challenge of equality. Life never gives you equivalent choices. There is always nuance. More than 7 billion humans, the light, or barely 500,000 vampires and werewolves combined. Darkness. Who is more important? How to maintain balance? Who can take this constant weight of deciding others' fates? The Guardian? The Guardian. The other vampires were silently listening to them talk. Here comes the interesting part, in my opinion. Should I tell you everything, or the general idea? Bitch. I need to make sense of this. Well... He sat down in the chair. The other vampires continued standing. It all happened a few centuries ago. Are we finally gonna figure out about the first Moonborn? Was there another one? Footsteps sounding in the distance as Amia entered directly into the hall and said, Greetings. Von Dills. I'm still wondering if I should go back and save the script. I don't know. I kind of feel like I should just play as the person that I want to be. I guess the first time I sacrificed myself. This time I sacrificed Casper. Was I supposed to just kill him? I don't know. Greetings. He was greeted by a vampire, the owner of the castle. Oh, I remember this guy. Good night, enemy. Von Dills looked around. You killed my grandfather in here? Yes. And now you invite me for a talk? What's there to talk about? I'll have you know werewolves never forgive. There's always time for war. I would gladly rid the world of your entire herd. Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting. Pack. Of your entire pack. But that's for later. Tonight is a night of negotiations. And why is that? A Twilight Guardian wanted to meet with us. They were just roaming around? And where is he? He didn't notice when she appeared. I'm here. The Moonborn is always a woman? Is she the first? Or just one? A girl? And they said the Twilight Guardians were warriors. Let's go with the children. And you should wash up and ditch the fleas. What? Don't sit there acting like offended. He approached her and reached out to grab her by the hair. Seriously? Cut this dude. With a single hit, she knocked him to the floor. There's where we go. She shook her head and said, you should stick to handling the cubs, seeing as bitches are out of your reach. He stood up, rubbing his chest, and laughed. You're a werewolf? Well, I'll be. You are. Fuck off. That's right, and I'm part of the Twilight Guardians. If we're done with greetings, shall we get down to business? What do you need of us? Your prolonged feud puts many night dwellers at risk, and humans have already begun hunting evil creatures. I don't care about them. They're worthless and weak. I don't pretend otherwise. There's no place for regular mortals in your order either. Don't forget that you're part human yourself, and there isn't a single vampire that wasn't born to a mortal. Yes, of course. Humans are important as sort of basis or foundation. Tell me though, aren't you sick and tired of dealing with them? That's besides the point. Your feud is disrupting the balance, and you know it's the Order's job to maintain the balance between vampires, werewolves, and humans alike. Dula Conte puckered his lips and then said, and yet many have started to believe that there are fewer reasons to call them Twilight Guardians. Our princess can handle the role of judges very well. Pack leaders can also resolve conflicts. The vampire's gaze slid across the ceiling. There are rumors that your numbers are dwindling. There are fewer and fewer new members, such a tragedy, or a sign, perhaps? Yes, there remain only a handful of us left. She sighed. I'm not here to argue about that. Look around you. Von Dales, are you aware that knights have eradicated 3 packs in the woods to the north? Curses. Idiot. She then turned to the vampire. 5 vampires were caught during daylight. They were riddled with stakes, chopped to bits, and burnt. Humans are weak? Only individually. Why didn't the princess prevent this? What are the pack leaders thinking? The werewolf grimaced, but the 2 of them remained silent. And now consider this. Why did the descendant of the famous Von Dales lineage and the respected ancient vampire Dulacan not find out about this? Twilight Guardians have no interest in influence. From the day the Order was founded up to the present day, we only seek to protect the light from darkness, and vice versa. After a bit of pondering, the vampire bowed. Do you know what needs to be done, Guardian? Wait, how did you find out about the massacre? How did you not find out about it, dumbass? No, let's get to the point. She nodded. After a brief pause, she started. 17 years ago, the Order prevented werewolves from taking control of this land. And just last year, Dula Conte, your idiot friends wanted to marry the local king on a vampiress who could masterfully subdue his will. I had nothing to do with that. I know, otherwise you would have been dead like them. Ignoring the expression on his face, she continued. So, now the Guardians will pacify the humans. You are required to sign a peace treaty. While we convince the rest of the lands are now cleansed of the devil's servants. Von Dils and Dula Conte exchanged glances. I accept. I don't know how you're going to come to terms with the princess. However, you have my word that I will not go against the Twilight Guardians. I'll do as you ask. Now I must go. Wait. You're stronger than a regular wolf, and I also heard that you can tear off a battle horse's head. Is that true? She didn't hurry to respond. And your vampires said to not lose their gifts in the sun. I thought the rumors were false. However, you do manage to combat those who try to get rid of you. Is that also true? Without satisfying their curiosity, she set out to leave. On her way out, she turned and said, "We won't allow you to destroy each other." As soon as the heavy door closed behind her, the werewolf said, "My mother used to tell me that the guardians appeared by the will of the moon, as it is seen throughout the day and night. Fairy tales." His laughter echoed off the walls. Phew. Dulacant looked at him for a while and then put his finger against his temple. I can't believe this. I have a crazed wolf in my castle and I've already agreed not to fight. Vondales couldn't help himself. Wiping off the tears, he said, "And you're telling me about superstitions? You'll survive even being run through with a sword." Is that true? It's a very old legend and barely anyone remembers it. Wolves live and die. Their knowledge turns into legend, legend into fairy tales, and the fairy tales are often the first ones to be forgotten. Vampires also get tired from too long of a life. 400 is a rarity. It was profitable for the top-ranking vampires to erase any mention of the Twilight Guardians. What happened then? Eventually, the last of the Guardians died. Just look at the village where blood had been spilled yesterday. So much blood. I'm going back there. Though I won't give the order to follow me. Behind her stood all those who didn't turn their backs on the Guardians, those who were regarded as friends by members of the Order. Vampires, werewolves, and humans, fresh out of battle. Shadows of the nearby trees covered their faces. A bird flew off one of the branches. Those who will stay, please. Find his servants, and kill them. These bastards need to die. A scream in the distance signaled that someone was already on it, already in pursuit. One of the newly turned vampires whispered, "He's going to kill you, just like he killed the other Guardians." She looked at the skies, her instincts telling her to run away. She smiled, recalling a girl she saved from a crazed werewolf attack, how she herself received the power, how the girl had called her mother. Andrea knew with animal instinct that her death was certain, so she remained. Clenching her fist, she loudly said, "Mark my words." Everyone else grew silent. In the hour of the moon full, a mortal will receive another life, when giving her own for someone else. The night will bestow her strength, the day will cure her of weakness, and she'll become the Moonborn, and shall defend light from darkness, and she will defend darkness from light, and she'll become the Twilight Guardian. What happened? Why did all the Twilight Guardians die? In short? Really? Just tell me! Why do I keep having to pay for this? This is unnecessary. It's getting ridiculous. Not everyone followed her. Nobody believed they could win. But they still joined the fight, and that's what matters. I'm sorry, what? Just thinking out loud. What's your name? I'm Tom. I come from the Lot Valley. Why did you come with me? He looked around at the other vampires, people, and werewolves. Same as them. I want to help the Guardians. She snickered. Guardians. I seem to be the last one. As long as the last one survives, the Order stays alive. They were approaching the village. Listen to me. Something horrific is waiting for us up ahead. Hundreds of bodies. Men, women, children. Everyone that came for the fair. The one behind this, however, is still there. Yeah, why would he do that? Why? Why so many? He was obsessed with the idea of vampire supremacy, and so he created a ritual, using which any vampire could become more powerful. However, it can only be done during a specific phase of the moon. It's a rare occurrence, and last night was perfect for this, but we were too late. Bishop dreams of changing the world, to force the werewolves to leave into the forest or to destroy them entirely. Humans get the role of being livestock, while he takes the leading role. She looked at her squad. Werewolves just like her. Vampires born from humans at some point. Humans who were told the truth about the Night Dwellers and managed to befriend them. Gregory Bishop is no longer a vampire. He's a monster. Gregory Bishop. His servants, the ones we had to defeat, are nothing compared to him. He is stronger than all of us combined, but we'll still fight. There will be no glory because that's not what we're fighting for. We're fighting to maintain the balance. We will die, but we will be buried in flames. But we will not let light and darkness destroy one another. Angry faces were filled with fear and determination. An odd mix of soldiers, or is it? She inhaled deeply. Attack! How many did the vampire kill? Gregory Bishop? It isn't known for certain. More than 1,000, I'm assuming. After that incident, the vampire princess forbade the ritual. A sizable settlement was lost in the fire, and all of the casualties were written off as lost to the bubonic plague. As you can imagine, nobody wanted to go and check for themselves while a whole village was dead and rotting. Mia. The prophecy is coming true. Fate is weaving specific events into your thread. You are destined to continue the work of the Twilight Guardians. If you survive and fulfill your purpose, others are sure to follow and the Order will be reborn. What is my purpose? Since you appeared now, then it means we're at a tipping point. The balance is in danger once again. You must not let it fall. I'm just a girl, a student. There's nothing special about me. What if I abandon it all? I'll escape to a faraway country, learn the language, change my identity, blend in with the crowd. Then you will be akin to a bird that's scared of flight. You aren't a simple girl, you're the Moonborn and perhaps the future Twilight Guardian, defending the light from darkness and the darkness from light. No. I doubt I'd manage. What kind of balance guardian am I? You're Moonborn. All joking aside, you didn't impress me much either. Excuse me? He smiled reassuringly. That's better. When you're angry, you could pass for a Twilight Guardian. Mia remained silent, just trying to grasp what she had just heard. I don't mean to impose, and though I'm not familiar with your biography, I do believe you had to walk down this path before. Story with Caspar is proof of that. He wasn't in control of himself and thus posed a threat to the vampires and humans alike. I was doing what you asked. Of course, this changes nothing, Mia. Difficult situations will keep attracting you, or the other way around if you wish. Difficult situations, trouble, Luca Mero, the hunt, Angel Mora. Mia clicked her fingers and asked, the ritual you spoke of can only be done on a specific night? Yes. When will it take place? We need to calculate the moon's phase, so geography is important. Come to me in 5 days, and I will tell you when and where the nearest ceremony could be conducted. Do note that I still haven't decided if I want to know it all. Well, we'll get the calculations ready. I should go back to the hotel. He nodded. As you wish. He then turned to the book dealer. See our beautiful guest to the door. Of course. I'll find my way from here. Our fight. I hope you're not holding a grudge. Yeah, I guess not. I will admit, though, you did surprise me. How? I've never seen a book dealer so aggressive. As she turned to leave, he called out to her. Mia? My name is Renato. That's kind of a big deal. The vampire revealed his name to you owing to your high reputation among the Ash. So he said I did something bad that is gonna cause me to suffer more in the future. However, I still have a high reputation with the Ash clan. Are you just determined to... Can you... I still don't know if I should do something differently. Appreciating the gesture, she politely smiled in response. I got the manuscript and found out a lot about myself. Finally, some clarity. But why do I feel no different after all that? Because, I mean, it's really just information. It's like, that's all it was ever gonna be. Like, all you needed was the information, and you don't feel any different because you haven't decided one way or the other how you want to handle that information. So, What happened over the course of the past day pushed Mia to her limit. Despite all the new information, her mind was empty. I have an assignment for you. I'm listening. She was unable to sacrifice a human. She will have to learn to do that. I liked her. Is there no other way? Unfortunately, there is not. For still to harden, it needs to be tempered. I'm on it. What human? What? What human will make me suffer? If something happens to Trisha, I swear to God, I will rip them apart. Dude, what the fuck does that mean? Why do I need to sacrifice a human? I don't understand. I didn't even sacrifice a werewolf. I've sacrificed myself. That doesn't even count. Why do you get to decide? And you spent there, and you spent all those gems buying all that information, and you didn't tell me why I need to sacrifice so and so and so and so and so and so. What does that matter? I don't understand. Guys, I need a minute because I'm pissed. Like I don't. Did I do something wrong? Do I restart the season? Or maybe just this episode. Ugh. I think this is the only one that I failed, technically. I need to decide before the episode ends. Oh my god, otherwise I'll have to replay the whole season. I mean, I could try to do it differently. To see if it changes anything. I don't know. I don't like this guy. I need a minute. I can't decide what I want to do. It's like all I can do is think to just play it the way I feel comfortable playing it, and like with no information on the situation, my instincts were to save the girl. Like, I don't know, I guess in my mind I was thinking that they had already read it, so surely they remember what it was. I figured I could save the girl and then make them tell me. I didn't think about the fact that he wouldn't want to destroy the documents because they protect all the information. Of course, they would keep the document, but that's not something I considered at the time. What does that mean? Who are they gonna try to sacrifice? I still can't decide. I don't know. I don't want to play the whole season if I goof, but I can't decide if I should go back or not. Should I just... Because I don't think we would see the outcome. Or wait, maybe that scene wouldn't play, that she failed to sacrifice, what's the name? Should I try to go back and do it the other way around and see if I get the same scene that I failed to sacrifice? Because if I do, then I'll know. And then that way, and if the scene still pops up, then I'll go back and do it the way that I just did it. At least then I wouldn't have to replay the whole of the season if I'm wrong about that. I just don't know. I just can't help but feel like it's scripted, you know? Like they say that no matter what. I could be wrong. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm just gonna do it over. I'm gonna do it. I need to know right now. Like, this is gonna bother me. Cause I need to go to sleep after this, and I'm not gonna be able to sleep if I'm still worried about this stupid problem. If it turns out you see the scene anyway, of course I'm still gonna be worried about it. But at least I'll know that there was nothing I could have done to prevent the situation. I need to know that. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta know. I gotta know. I'm gonna try it. Okay, here he's seeing something a little bit differently because this time I jumped towards the casket. You still have to fight the book dealer. I think this sentence is a little different. It says, "Today you have demonstrated your resolve. The prophecy took priority. The truth was above all else. This is very important in heading down this path. The final trial is complete." I think that's all the new dialogue. You've proven ready to make the third sacrifice. A human. Read the prophecy. Does that mean he won't try to attack somebody later? Did I do it good? Did I do it good? Okay. I'm gonna keep clicking through. Tell you if I see anything new. Guys, I think I didn't get the scene where they're like, "Oh, go out because she still needs to sacrifice a human." I didn't get the scene. This is what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to say, "Fuck that little bitch," and go and get to the fireplace. Because I didn't get the scene. Because he said I completed the trial. I was able to sacrifice a human. So I did it. Right? So Trisha's safe. I don't know if it's Trisha. But that's the only human that matters to me. Like, literally the only one that matters to me. So it's like, I think I did it good. I think. And the morning fog was covered by a veil of thick fog. The houses looked like something out of a fairy tale. Yeah, because this is where we were. This is new dialogue. And I didn't just get that scene that said they were doing something. So I think I did okay. And that's not gonna come back to bite me in the ass. Because he didn't say anything like he did last time of that, that I was gonna have to, it's gonna cause me suffering later. I still don't understand why this is necessary, though. The sounds were all dampened. Mia shivered, but not from the cold and more from fatigue. I'm tired, too. Going through all that crap again. Seeing her reflection in the shop window made her grimace. I can't come back looking like this. It looks like I've been in a car accident or had a fight with a very strong vampire. I'm gonna be seen like this. I should at least wash and fix my hair. So she entered the first beauty salon she found. And they still open? A bob cut red. I kind of like it. Or bob cut black. Okay. A long ash braid. Blonde braid. Black braid. Long wavy blonde. Maybe light brown. Red. Or this again. I was interested in before. I like this cut more. And I kind of like it in red. It's kind of a look, right? It might be a bit intense. It might just look good right now because of the light surrounding her. I feel like in the light of day, it might be a tad strange. Maybe just a little bit. I don't know. Okay. I'm simple. I'm simple. Leave it alone. The stylist was good. That's much better. Mia went back to the hotel. Max instantly approached her, touched her chin. Hey. Without saying a word, she hugged him. Worriedly, he asked, something wrong? Mia reluctantly pulled away. Everything is alright. That Ash gave me the last manuscript. Van Art speaks French. Should we call him? Looking Max straight in the eyes, she shook her head. I'm completely exhausted. Maybe later? He picked her up in his arms. Hey, what are you doing? Not letting you collapse on the floor. He carried her to the shower and then back to bed. As she got into bed, Mia closed her eyes. Fate, destiny are nothing more than convenient words for those sacred to make their own decisions. I don't care what the others think. Only I can decide. He lay down beside her and pulled Mia into a hug. He whispered, Darling, it's so good that you exist. So cute. That episode took a lot out of me. I think I'm done. It's 4:30. Yeah, 4:30 in the morning. I'm gonna go to bed before the sun rises. I need to go to sleep. And maybe I'll play some more tomorrow and go ahead and finish out the season. So I'll have all of it recorded at least. I hope I did it good.
Wow.
This one is kind of a one-off because there was a lot to unpack there about everything about the order of the Moonborn. Gregory Bishop. I feel like, is that the first time that we've heard that name? I feel like it is. I kind of feel like it is the first time that we've heard that name. Oh, we also finally know how the fight between that Max told us about between that vampire and the werewolf went. Clearly, the werewolf's lost. Yeah. So that's a thing. So we know how that ended finally. Andrea was cool. She looks kind of like a badass too. I don't know what to do with all that information that they gave us. I guess all we can do right now is just to kind of decide what we think is important. So I guess this is kind of the game's way of telling us that sometimes we can't always save the innocent. Like in Cells in the Fog, there was a time when we saw a woman being hurt in an alley and we couldn't do anything to protect to keep our pirate rep up, because we had to protect our clan, our crew. And I'm guessing this is a similar situation, where you have to sacrifice that person for the greater good, I guess. But I just hate the idea of that. I don't know. But I don't want to find out in a couple episodes what it means for them to make me sacrifice a human. You know what I mean? So I don't want to deal with that. All I gotta think is I just have just a few more episodes to protect Trisha. And I don't want that to be the human that they sacrifice. I can't think of anybody else who would matter. I'm pretty certain if they killed any other human in this game, that wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't really bother me. It would suck for them, but like, I don't think it would bother me, to be honest. It's just Trisha that I can think about. I gotta keep her safe. Okay, let's unpack. Yeah, I need to go to bed, so I'll go ahead and end this part right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and show the like button some love. Subscribe to see more content like this, and I will see you next time. Bye!